Hi everyone! Thank you so much for tuning into my tarot channel. I felt like doing an early read today. I was watching some different readers the last 24 hours and just thinking about how the internet is such a place of comparison, and then I was picking up on this energy from the viewer that I know is also part of my energy, but such as life, such as the premise of mirror neurons, that if you're watching this, there's something that I'm emoting or evoking that you're responsive to, I think. Especially if you watch more than the 3-minute video that I post, which is, I usually post the 3-minute sample. If I don't, it's because I just feel like the video is a secret video that I don't really care about, and like, that I just don't care about promoting the info as much. It's more like, if people want to, they can find it. But I think there may be stuff that you're promoting in your life. I'm just following my train of thought here. There's like things that you are trying to make happen, like maybe like maybe you're trying to like bring something into the community that hasn't been there before, and it's like it's maybe not like catching on yet, but I see that it will. Just with my site, you have to give these things time, because the community might not be ready for what you have to offer. You might want to expand what you're offering, and I'm probably talking to myself too. I think all these readings are for myself. When I'm talking, it's subconscious and unconscious, so I hope there's advice in it for me. All right, back to the reading. But you may want to think of like other locations that you could like bring this skill, like ways to like alert people that may be 20 minutes away or a half hour away, like maybe putting like a sign in a local store, or like that, you know, because some people don't do the internet, like some people are older. For example, there's like, say you're promoting something very like hippie, you might go to like a co-op and like put up flyers, just an example, or like a health food store that's within an hour. Because I think I'm talking about like niche marketing, which is just like, it's just like more specific targeting like groups and demographics. Like, okay, we know that old people go to the store. We would like old people with extra income to come to our store. Let's target them. Which sounds like, it sounds manipulative, but that's really how marketers work. Looking at demographics, looking at rates of like change in info and data over years. You may be looking at some data in your life that like you've seen some situation so take a break from this thing you're trying to promote. You've seen some other situation like change over a period of time, and I see that you're saying in your head like, I gave it a fair shot. You were like, there's something you were like afraid to see in this situation. Confirmation honk from my dog, bark from my dog. Something you were afraid to see in this situation, and you kept, you know what, you were like, I'm gonna stay in this situation until you saw what you didn't want to see. And you may have just recently seen it, or within the past year. You were like, I see that now. And then you became a hermit because you were dealing with some wounds, I think, from what you saw in this situation. You were like, I'm getting that it's like maybe a relationship or a dynamic that you stayed within because you thought, and you know, this could be, I said the last year you realized this, but you could have been in it for much longer. Could also just be like job, family, toxic dynamic, as I'm hearing the reading coming through. But you finally got in your Queen of Wands. You were like, all right, look, with compassion, F off. Because it's a queen, right? She's queenly. She's like, all right, this is what is. But she's also like, look, enough is enough. Okay? So I'm seeing that you, whether you're a man or a woman, I'm hearing the word abstain. Like you maybe abstained from some sort of like negativity at a certain point, you were like, I'm not gonna engage. And I'm just getting a feeling of release from the viewer. So yeah, you may have like recently given something a fair shake. You were like, I'm gonna give it 10 more months, or like maybe 2 more years, or whatever it was. And then within the past year, you were like, I realized this is not sustainable, is what I'm hearing. It's not sustainable. So you left that situation, or you're in the middle of leaving that situation, or you're like realizing this is just like not what you thought. So I brought up in the beginning of the reading, like comparison, because I was like on YouTube and looking at all the beautiful people, and I was like, oh, look at all these people, but they're like I don't know, I was just like, oh, I like don't look like that, you know. And it can be inspiring, because you're like, oh, look at this like weird makeup choice that is so interesting, or like, oh, look at this person's tattoo. And for example, I love tattoos, but I don't have any because I just know it would be a disaster with my like way of being. I would like go back and be like obsessed about how it wasn't perfect, how it wasn't what I wanted. I just like, and then I would like go back to the person and like try to like make them redo it or something. It just would be a disaster. It's just not a good idea. So I guess I'm trying to say I'm an obsessive personality. So when people have these like cool tattoos, I'm almost like jealous, and I'm just like, because I'm an artist, and I'm like, and then I also just like looking at other people's style, and I think I always felt like I hate like, I'm gonna give my personal view here and why, and then I'm trying to be short, and then I'm gonna tell you why it relates to the reading. So I'm like a feminist. I am a feminist. My mother almost didn't give me Barbies, but then I played with them at a friend's house and I needed to have Barbies. But she was like, no Barbies in this house. It's like a bad dynamic. And then I discovered Barbies, and that was that. Similar thing happened with my brother. He was like, we were vegetarians, and he went and had meat at a friend's house, and it was like a horrible day where he like started demanding bologna sandwiches of a vegetarian mother. So anyway, but I don't know what I'm talking about my parents. I guess I'm talking about my upbringing. So anyway, I was raised in that, like, because this is like post-hippie that I'm raised in, right? So it's like we've just burned the bras. So it's like, so I had the mentality of like, this is my resistance. Like, I don't like dressing super sexy. I mean, well, there's definitions of what is sexy or what isn't, but like, I don't like have the cleavage to show people. I have small breasts, and I don't feel comfortable in like frilly girly things. It just feels off for my personality. Like I do yoga every day. I go for long walks. I'm a swimmer. I just like feel more comfortable in like active wear. Like it just doesn't make sense for me to like be uncomfortable. Like I wouldn't like choose to wear high heels all day. And I wouldn't like wear like sexy, like I don't know. I just care more about like colors and like comfort and like nice like fabric, or like I used to make my own clothes when I was younger, but I still do with like crochet and knitting. But you might see me wearing that on here sometimes because I do have a particular way I like things, and sometimes if I'm wearing weird garments, I probably made it. Anyway, I'm trying to say I have a particular idea of what I like, but then I see other people like, and they're like, it totally works for them to like wear like a corset and like I don't know, like they look amazing. And also I have alopecia, so of course I'm always like, especially now that my hair is growing in, which I can show, I'll put a link to show a picture of it, but it's really cool because I'm on this like drug that's making it grow back. It's taking a long ass time, but I'm patient, I'm here for it. And I believe in it, I keep believing it, and it keeps happening. So what was I gonna say? So of course I have always had that comparison of like, oh, look at their hair, I'm like jealous of their hair. But it's like, then I get in this really detached place at a certain point. Once I've done all the comparisons, it's like, look at this person, they have like this great career, they have like look at this person, they have this big family, and like I don't have kids and probably am not gonna have kids, to be super real, but I've made peace with that. If anything, I might like adopt, but because of the medications I'm on, I can't. I mean, I don't know, you never say never, but like I would have to restart all over, and it takes years, so I just don't know if I would be like open to that, to lose all my hair again. Anyway, so this relates to you because I eventually become detached, and I'm like, oh, I actually don't really care about this person's like white picket fence. Like, they're on their journey, you know? And then I start thinking about what I care about, and which is really art, being an artist, making art, expressing art. I don't know, beauty. Sounds like vague things, but health, taking care of myself, my spiritual journey. Think about all the things I've been through and how hard it's been, and how like I am proud of myself for what I've been through, and these people may have not had the same challenges, and then the comparison goes out the window, and then you're just like, oh, good for them, they've got this thing, they've got whatever they, you know, I'm on a different path. So, and I guess I'm trying to say to the viewer, promoting what you're promoting has to do with like opening to your path, because don't believe that it can't be promoted. Okay, open to that you may be like a different kind of thinker than a lot of people around you. Okay, and so that may require a different like set of ways to do things. Sorry, this guy was giving me a suspicious side eye. I don't know, maybe someone in your life has been like giving you a suspicious side eye, or like watching you, or like spending extra time, maybe. I think taking the focus off of what others think right now, or like what they may be feeling about you. Since we got the Hermit, I'm just gonna focus on these cards we got. It's like, and it's the same with comparison, and it's the same with promoting whatever this is. I don't even know where that came from. It's just my subconscious, I guess. Whatever service you have to provide, because you thought this would matter to you, it matters to someone else, and it is important that it gets out there. And it's just a matter of thinking of different ways that you could do that. And that's the reading.